So I purchased a house in 2010, and this was the condition of the house. I'm sorry, 2013. 2014, I started making repairs on the house, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. I had some relatives that came crawfishing from Mississippi and had a blast crawfishing. And one of them said, man, you ought to do that commercially, take people crawfishing. This is really fun. And that's when I came up with the idea to turn this place into a bed and breakfast and offer crawfish excursions. My first year, the whole year, I had 3 nights.
Really?
This last crawfish season, I had over 200 nights of guests in the house just during crawfish season. Over 200 day trips like what we're doing right here from over 30 different countries. I've had, this week, I've had China 3 times since January 1st this year.
Really?
This year. We pump from the ground. Water well's 200 foot deep, and that question might be on the test. We're gonna go out in the boat. We're gonna go out in the boat. I'm gonna pick up the first trap. After that, you're gonna do all my work, and you're gonna pay me to do it. I dump the crawfish in the trough. The bigger ones that stay on top, they go in the sack, and they get invited to the crawfish bowl. The smaller ones are gonna fall through, go back in the water. And there's some pipes in there, and I'll show you how to do it. What we're catching here is called swamp red crawfish. There's several different species of crawfish, but what we're catching here is called swamp red crawfish. Here's a crawfish with eggs on the tail. One female can carry up to 500. The majority is 200 or 300, but they can carry up to 500. And that question might be on the test. Here's a crawfish where the eggs are hatched, and they stay attached to the mama for up to 2 weeks once they hatch. Here's what a baby crawfish looks like. Crawfish can reach maturity in 3 months under the right conditions. What I mean by the right conditions is water temperature between 65 and 70 degrees. That's when they molt the best. You know what molting means? They shed their shell.
Yeah.
They're gonna molt 12, 13 times a year. Every time they molt and they grow, and that's the good news. The bad news is for 24, 36 hours, they just lay there. They go through that motion of molting, and predators can get them a lot easier because of that.
What eats the crawfish?
Everything.
Everything?
I can name you 20 predators. Here's a mink. A mink will climb in the trap, eat all the crawfish, and climb out without flipping it over. Bullfrogs eat crawfish, but that's okay, we eat them too. I can name you 20 predators: otters, minks, possum, bird, frogs, snakes. You know what's that #1 predator?
What?
The Cajuns. So you know how you tell the difference between a regular zoo and a Cajun zoo? The regular zoo has a description of the animal underneath it. The Cajun zoo has a recipe underneath it. This book right here, I got a little gift shop out there, a little boutique gift shop, and I wrote this book, and this is on the cycle of a crawfish, and it's more detailed. I talk about the quality of the water, I talk about the food source, and the predators. I plant a rice crop. This is what my rice looks like, but I don't harvest my rice. I plant it just for a food source for the crawfish. I plant my rice around August 15th. Around September 15th, I start pumping my water in the fields. Around October 15th, I'm usually full. Around November 15th, I'm catching my first crawfish. Depends on Mother Nature.
So in the meantime, they're just burrowed in?
They are. So they're going to dig a hole. They're going to dig a hole. They're going to dig a hole, and they're going to cap that hole. They're going to bury it by 2.5, 3 foot deep. When that crawfish digs that hole and goes down in the ground, the hole fills with water. It has to have moisture to survive in the ground. The gills have to stay wet. So as long as that crawfish stays in the ground and we catch rain once a week or 2 or 3 times a month, that's great for crawfish. But if we go through a major drought, like we did 3 years ago, we went 4 months without a drop of rain. If you go 4 months without a drop of rain, that crawfish is going to bury deeper because that hole's going to dry up. It's going to continue following the water. Well, it can go 10 foot plus.
Wow.
If that crawfish goes 10 foot deep, the chances are it's not making it back up, or if it makes it back up, it's going to come back up way late in the season. The average farmer catches around 700 pounds per acre per year. My best year was 1,100 pounds to the acre. My worst year was 200 pounds to the acre. The year of the drought was the 200 pounds to the acre. Mother Nature controls everything. Rain is the best thing for crawfish. Lightning and thunder actually make crawfish come out of the ground. That's really good. When we get in the boat, I'll show you the difference between the male and the female crawfish. The male has these 2 long white things right here, and that's his actual male organ. And the female, her hair, where the swimmerets are, her hair is longer, and that's where she carries her egg. When they go into a heavy molt, this is what you're gonna see on the water. See that orange film on the water? That tells you they're in a heavy molt. Your catch could be 10 sacks a day, could be 2 sacks tomorrow when they go into a heavy molt. In the wintertime, when it's real cold, we use pogie. When the water temperatures are below 65 degrees, when the water temperatures warm up, we use dump it here.
Okay.
Not close to the hole because we want to give a chance for the little ones to fall through. But right after you dump the cage, you're going to take it and you're going to hand it back to me just like this. Okay, you're going to dump it and you're going to hand it to me. I'm going to bait it and put it back in the water.
You get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line and I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey. Baby mine. Yonder comes a man with a sack on his back, honey. Yonder comes a man with a sack on his back, babe. Yonder comes a man with a sack on his back. Got all the crawdads he can pack, honey. Baby mine.
So once a day in each pond, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do this one, I'm gonna do that one, I'm gonna do that one, I'm gonna do the one.
This is the bus that takes the tourist crawfisher folks back to the camp.
You get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line and I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey. Baby mine.
Okay, so we went out there in the ponds out there and caught a bunch of crawfish. Got 40 pounds total. That one little quick trip around. And now he's gonna cook us up, make us a crawfish boil here. That's hot, coming up to heat now.
These are gonna be the freshest crawfish you've ever eaten.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
They were swimming in the water 15 minutes ago.